Cool. So I am the guest editor of Baby Yum Yum. So how you'd look at me is the content bridge between parents and parenting, right? Because it's such a complex and complicated job. It is actually just simplified and made a little less challenging by knowledge. It truly is power, right? Like a simple thing like knowing what a growth spurt is, for example, and when it happens after you give birth, can make the difference between you being like a stressed out and anxious mom, or a calm and empowered one, but still sleep deprived. So my job is to then find out what questions parents are asking, and caregivers, what conversations are they having, what do they want to know more about, and then come together with our editorial team about how we can present that knowledge and information through to our parents through our digital platforms, babyyumyum.co.za, our social media pages, and events, like our upcoming virtual parenting experience, which I'm not only hosting as the MC, but also putting together a list of over 30 speakers, 30 expert speakers on different topics around parenting. So yeah, I'm the content girl for Baby Yum Yum. So so what happened with me is I gave birth to my first child almost five years ago. So I have two children. My youngest is almost four months old, and it's been such a beautiful experience. Like my passion for actually parenting was birthed from that moment, because like the trajectory of my life completely changed. I fell into the role so beautifully, because then what hit me is that we actually play such an important role in society as parents, right? Because what we're doing is we're actually carving the adults of the future. We are carving the parents of the future, carving the leaders of the future. So what kind of future do we want for our children? And that has made a commitment for me to really raise my children from a place of empowerment and not a place of my own conditioning about how I was raised as a child. That whole journey for me as a mother has brought me to what the conversation we have around conscious parenting as well, to say we truly have to be empowered so that we can raise our children as holistically as possible. And that's why I'm so passionate about seeking out knowledge when it comes to parenting, because I realized when I gave birth, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm being called to do here. Like, what is the mandate of this job? I have no idea what is it that I'm meant to do. So then I started seeking out knowledge and having conversations with other parents about how they navigated some of the challenges, because it felt really lonely as an experience, because like I said, I had no idea what to do. I felt like I had to figure everything out on my own, and that got me into a place of defiance to say I'm going to start my own blog. So my journey with parenting started there. I started a blog I called Black Mom Chronicles, and then I started sharing content and insights about my own parenting journey, because what I wanted to do is kind of shed some light to other parents, to shed light on something they were wondering about and asking questions about in their own parenting journey, because I'm not the first person to parent a child. Other people have done it before me. So the main aim and purpose of the content that we share at babyyumyum.co.za is empowerment. Our founder, Amanda Rogaley, started it because she felt like there was a gap in information, particularly in South Africa, for relevant information tailored to a South African mom. Just looking at the whole context. So the aim for us is to empower parents and giving them the knowledge that we actually have to know about as parents, because there's so much to figure out. I always say you fall pregnant and you like there's a whole takeover of your body and you have no idea what is happening. But there are people that do know what is happening to your body. We call them gynecologists and obstetricians, and they have the right information to help you navigate whatever changes are happening to your body, even after giving birth. There are psychologists and people that understand child development that can aid you in your journey of trying to figure out what is it that you're supposed to do at which developmental stage of your child. So we want to empower parents in that light. And what we want them to get is that we care about the job so much as babyyumyum.co.za. We care about you as a parent, and we care about the children as well. And we want to bridge that gap between the parent and the child as well, to say, if we just parent from a place of empowerment and understanding what is it that my child is going through, even if it's stuff like nutrition, sometimes we don't know what is it that we're supposed supposed to be feeding our children. We have no idea what we're doing most of the time and the ideas that we're supposed to know. So we're just trying to give out that information to say, we care about the role that you're doing. You don't have to figure it out on your own. You have a platform like babyamyam.co.za that you can use to tap into. There's this information hub with experts, and you can tap into that space to get the knowledge that you need to be a lot more empowered in your journey. So in the context of this conversation, I think my advice would be, when we know better, we can make a commitment to do better. You know, the narrative that we always hear is that parenting does not have a manual. And that is so true. It really doesn't have a manual. However, there is information and knowledge that is out there, people that we can tap into, you know, platforms that we can tap into that can really help give us the information that we need to uncomplicate some of the stuff that we're going through. You know, stuff like breastfeeding, for example. I remember how shocked and overwhelmed I was about this natural phenomenon that is just supposed to come naturally for me, and I'm like, this is a struggle, this is so overwhelming. And it really is. And you sometimes get moms that are getting to a point where they even want to, you know, give up on the journey of breastfeeding because of how hard it is. And depending on what the issues are, there actually are solutions available, you know, and that's where we come in. We talk to the lactation consultant on behalf of the moms to say, if you are going through mastitis, if you are experiencing engorgement, you know, what do you do to alleviate it? How can you continue the breastfeeding journey if you want to? So the onus is on us as parents to then seek out that information and know then which people we need to tap into and people who can actually help us in our journey. You know, my advice is that there are people that can help us uncomplicate stuff, and we as Baby Yam are definitely here to help you uncomplicate some of the hardest and challenging experiences of our parenting journeys.